strongest player. They had that ridiculous run at the Ace of Predator Masters. Well, Mo was the MVP there. So, and they decided he was surplus to requirements. And now, with because again, I think this is these guys really have the opportunity to fly the flag for that CIS region, no doubt about it. So, a hugely impressive performance for Gambit. You know what? We're going to talk a lot about Envyus.
Canada 2-1. Did you see how good his awareness was? He's reading that skills for him that round. And is going to break the economy, as you said before. Gambit now just onto Desert Eagles and some PT-50s. They've got a smoke and 2 flashbangs as well. See what they can do. I assume Mo and Adren will be flashing to A main. There it is. There's the first flash, but Happy has been boosted up towards middle once again, and just getting all the intel in the world. I think he's going to a full B split by the looks of things now.
The one time Waylander thinks, all right, I'll get cheeky and try and just hold an angle up close with a pistol where I haven't been before, they Molotov him out of that checker room. He's down to 18 HP before he even gets back to the platform. And why not? Let's just throw some more flames on top of him. We might as well just roast him all the way into the grave. As the smokes land above as well, Hooch gonna try and play headshot with the Deagle. He's already lost Mo in the process. Devil finding that kill. There we go, Apex over top of the edge of the rail. Lander falls immediately after. There's not much they can really do, and not even any economic damage done.
Wow. So Envyus now. Yeah, Adren has invested already before the rest of the team, so assuming they're going to join him. And no kits purchased so far. Dosia trying to stack up with utility. He's actually the only player with a single grenade map. That's kind of nuts into a gun round here, but they have got kits. And one, if Envyus has played default once again, this should be a very simple situation for them. That's the one smoke drop towards the top middle. Apex finding that first kill once again, being so strong in these situations. They're now pushing towards Squeaky Door, trying to rectify the situation.
But look at Happy. He's read it. He's heard them coming through, and he's going to get both again. That's the second time they've pushed, and the second time Happy gets a double. Adren's compensated for it, and he knows that the only possibility for them to find a way back into it was to come back through Squeaky. So he did look correctly, but Happy, what a round from him.
Gambit had to try something there. Like I said, not a single grenade. They used it towards middle. Dosia gets taken down through the smoke straight away. They tried to react, and then Happy, like you said, just so poised for that situation. And I think I saw 3 AWPs then for Envyus. This real life? 3 AWPs in the last round. Why not? You're going against pistols.
There's 2 for sure.
No, they had 3. I
think it's on the ground. I think it's dropped. You might be right. MBK's going to... There you go. T-side, 3-side up. Why not? Cash.
He's taking an AK with him,
cash money.
So he's just going to be holding at the start of the round, seeing if they push towards the B storage. But this has turned into a nightmare. A 5-0 situation for Gambit. Thrown away, and this aggression towards middle happening once again. Apex consistently finding that first frag. This time it's Mo to drop. 5 and 4, and Hooch is trying to push for the smoke, but he gets denied by Devil straight away. Now, Gambit need to try and do something with this. They've got pistols and 3 players alive. And Envyus is staying true, staying in a group, and Devil insult to injury as he takes down Waylander as well. That's going to be the 9th round here in favour of Envyus. So it's great potential of the first half from Gambit. Just dwindles away.
Yep. And when you saw them win that first gun round, you thought there was a real chance that they would get some momentum rolling and at least pick up a majority of the rounds in this first half. But it's again all on Dosia. Pistol to play with. If you watch their YouTube at all before this event, you'd think he's capable of anything. So let's not rule him out, Henry G.
Let's not.
All right, I should have ruled him out.
So Devil does get the final kill. That says 9-6. Like I said, 5-0 to open this game for Gambit. And then you finally 1 round after that. Very disappointing, I have to say. Once their money situation was lost, Envyus just read it perfectly. Just playing the defaults, working the picks, staying as a group. That was textbook Envyus.
For not hitting shots. He didn't have to open rounds. Like you said, he didn't have to hit the shots.
By the B-side here, 2 players remaining for Envyus.
Apex gets Dosia back, though, starts the climb back into this. It'll be the 2nd pistol for Gambit. If they can close this out 1 on 4, it looks extremely likely. But sometimes when you get both pistols and the scoreline is as such, it kind of paints more of a picture in terms of how the game's actually gone. Mo decides to do some damage to Waylander. Why not? He got 3 kills in the last pistol. We might as well take him out of this one.
Very fast round from Gambit there. Straight up B split. It was interesting to see that Envyus didn't play a single player towards middle there whatsoever. It's actually left it fully open, and the B split came in. They lost that initial frag. There's too much for them. There's over-driven there towards that B site, and they're going to have to go into a full save here. Not going to be... Oh, I say that. I'm looking at the force fires coming out. So that's classic Envyus. Most teams will do this on the second round, try and do what they can with the CZs, PG-50s. Assuming KennyS will be keeping himself relatively modest here. He's got $1,000 still, so obviously he's the AWPer. And doesn't want to invest too much in this one to make sure he actually has that AWP going into the first gun round here. So 4 rifles from Gambit. Adren will be the recon player. And they're going to a faster play here, straight towards mid, nades to all highway. And it's overtaking this area. And actually, look at this B stack coming in from Envyus as well. 4 players towards the bomb site, all hiding behind the boxes.
Why not? gamble and pay off. If it doesn't work out, you can just become an Uber driver. I heard that story this morning that someone became an Uber driver to fuel their or quell their gambling addiction.
Do you have a gambling addiction?
No, I don't, but it was a good drive to the arena. Let me just tell
Okay,
you that.
Fair enough. Hearing someone's tragic life story.
Well, apparently it's worked out.
No, fair
He
enough.
enjoys Uber. So, Doja going to try and shoot them down. This does give information there's at least one, but the others haven't peaked. And this is where things can get a little bit awkward for Waylander in specific, who gets caught in the open, tag down early. And they're actually getting good exchanges right now. Envyus. Not only that, they're pincered in because the second player's gone back out to mid. They're going to drop the bomb. Happy's the last alive, but he's certainly done enough to give himself a chance. 1 versus 2. Ample time. Mo's going to find him.
The B stack actually paying dividends there for Envyus. Don't win the round, but they do take down 3 kills. And this is the throwaway round at this point. Gambit will just be able to buy it with the AKs. Take things a little bit slower, see if there is another stack coming in or maybe a rush from the CTs. But it's going to draw things up at 9-9 here. So definitely got a game on our hands. We'll see what Envyus can bring to the table this round. KennyS is going to have the CZ, some PT50s out as well, but this should be a foregone conclusion, I would say, Matt. There's not really much Envyus can do here. But they're going to be stacking A this time. They're going to be potentially pushing this. They have got a flashbang on Kenny, so maybe just going into that A storage area, try and find the first frag. And there will be a Dren there as well. They're going to wait until they hear a footstep, presumably, and then try and take him down. But he's so far removed from that area, he'll just be able to see the flash and fall back.
Robin should have fallen back when he saw the flash, but Doja going to open up squeaky door. This leaves NBK slightly forward. They're going to commit to this. They're going to push into A main. It's a Dren who's going to catch them, and they'll go no further with the pistols. Once more, a gamble play, but it's not going to work out. It's going to give the bomb site entirely to Gambit. So once more, they also win the ensuing rounds after the pistol.
Yeah, it's going to be happy remaining now with that PT50. They did what they could there. Right? They were listening out for footsteps and went for the flashbang towards A main, but Terrorist just ready. Outgunned them there. Hooch is go down to 2 HP. That's about all the damage to report here. Happy will remain, and he'll just be hanging out towards the mid warehouse here. So, like you said, Gambit do keep all players alive and decent cash as well. We'll see what money will be coming in for KennyS. He definitely can afford the AWP. It will be a very tight buy, I'd imagine. He has been buying CZs and smoke grenades as well, and a flashbang. So, we'll see where his money lies after this one.
Just wants to do any exit economy damage he can.
Do you think a Dren will keep his Mac 10 and go for the Jaden round?
The Jaden round. I love it. I've got you on board finally.
Yeah.
Well, according to James Bardoff, the Mac 10 is viable in every round, but he's yet to frag, so I don't know if it's advised.
Well, we'll see what he decides to do. He will be dropping the Mac 10 this time, so we're not going to see any Jaden antics at this time. But we can see the money for Envyus actually not as strong as we thought. KennyS won't have that AWP. Currently set on 5 for 12, not getting his weapon of choice into this first gun round. It'll be interesting to see what Envyus bring to the table. Not a single kit purchased either, so you expect to see something a little bit more aggressive here mid-round and see whether they can find that first pick and slow down any potential execution coming in from Gambit here. They've got a full utility base here. Molotov smokes everything. They'll be setting themselves up for more of a default play here. Waiting to see if they can read the CTs in any sort of sense.
You're going to hold the tighter angle inside of the A site. No one out toward quad this time. No NBK and NBK.
You hate to see it.
Doja's already toward the doorway. Saying it, though, apparently he is going to head toward that position. At least to the slide. They're going to go for the boost late. Happy's going to look toward A main. If the door opens, they'll hear it, they'll drop, they'll shuffle. The focus will be shutting down the initial entry. No commitment so far on the opposing side. Gambit just holding the bomb back out. Adren's going to work toward A main now. It's a single flash to go in. They've got smoke still and Molotovs. I think they're hoping at this point that they can get rid of those utilities, the last remaining utility on the Envyus side.
Well, the thing is, so far, that boost they've got going on of Happy above the bomb site, they don't really need to use the remaining smokes they have. They've got good vision, and it's a very unlikely place to die from as well. Here comes the first. It looks like a bait smoke, I would say, from Gambit. Adren just trying to see what he can get out of them. Got to be committing just yet.
I do go for Molotovs onto Forklift. They're trying to flush them out, but the first shot in from Happy. With that smoke there, Doja can't push through that blindly. He can't figure out exactly where they are. It's a good pinch play from Waylander, though. Doja times it so that they get Highway. It's a 1-2 punch onto the A site, and suddenly Apex has to turn back because they've got Highway control as well as Z Connector. There's no entrance back in toward the territory that's been lost, and Doja, excellent shot from on top of the red crate, finds Apex at the truck. That forces Devil back into hiding. And he and Kenny come up with a plan to try and salvage the weapons they can.
Very interesting round there from Gambit. Like I said, those initial smokes to kind of bait out any sort of utility from the CTs. The boost does work out initially for Happy, but that's pretty much all they get out of it. Devil does find another trying to save his weapon, but that split coming in from middle as well just completely took apart the CTs there. Didn't really know what was coming towards him. Didn't have any mid presence whatsoever. It's going to be Waylander to pick up his third frag. On towards Devil. Just KennyS remaining now. And that's 4 rounds in a row in the second half in favour of Gambit. Very similar scenes to what we saw in the first. KennyS on 8 HP shouldn't survive here, I would say. He's going to be spotted now, and there's the final kill from Waylander. Gets his 4th of the round, but Envyus' money must be very low now. About 3,200 average across the team. So this is actually looking kind of interesting. KennyS yet to buy an AWP on the CT side. They're not really finding any frags in the first gun round. Didn't have many grenades as well. And looking like they're going for that partial buy this time. It's going to have a strong loss bonus into the next, so they can justify some upgraded pistols and body armor. And you can see Apex with their HE as well, trying to bring some to the party.
Not only do they win 2 pistols, Gambit, they win the 2 first gun rounds in each half. This becomes a must-win when you look at those stats, almost. I mean, any other game, any other teams, any other matchup, you'd say it's a foregone conclusion. But right now, Envyus have done enough with that first half turnaround to keep themselves in it. NBK is going to get toward lockers early and undetected. Dren knows he's late to that position, so he considers it, but will they do much about it? They try and spam through, and MBK gets a little bit impatient because of this and goes for the shot. That gives away the position, and Dren finds him. Now they'll push through, though, 2 immediately back into that position. They try and compensate for it, and they get 1. It's a KennyS onto Mo from a distance, but Dren does at least trade back in their favor, and Hooch is there. He's rotated back over from mid.
Well, then Apex and Happy remain. They have got 5.7s of P250s, but not really much to work with, I'd say. 2 players coming with the bomb towards A main, and see enough. Apex is actually in a decent position to take someone down here. There's no one towards Squeaky as of yet. As I said, though, Dossier is slowly making his way through that area. Apex could be interesting here as he does take him down and pick up an AK as well.
Works out well because he's got control of long. He could play from that door, control his peak. But they're going to try and rotate off of this because Waylander finds the kill at the bottom of highway. That's Happy, opens up the B side, and Apex is going to be as quick as he can about rotating over, but tagged up. As Waylander holds the position once more, 15 HP, and that's enough to discourage it.
Yep, they know his position now. And the fact he has body armor already and the AK, it's not even worth him trying to do anything with this. The money should be swelling right now for the T's. After this, they'll probably have about like 6 or 7k each, so no problem whatsoever. And for them, he might as well try and stay alive. As he hides behind the truck right now, 15 HP. I'm not really sure why he's not going towards the squeaky door. He's now actually lost all opportunity to do that. He's getting pincered in by Hooch. And there it is, he'll pick up the final kill. 11 plays 9 now. Envyus should have cash going into this one, plenty of it. Could bring some different ideas to the table. KennyS does get the AWP now. And they, once again, do not have a single kit. Happy can buy one at the moment. And their Devil picks one up. So we'll see what they can do now. KennyS with the AWP. You'd imagine this is the turnaround. This is a map tradition. It's very strong for Kenny. So he should be stepping up now. I'd say he hasn't really got so much confidence right now. Hasn't really been setting the world on fire with the AWP. We'll see whether he can be a little bit more dynamic now and find those first picks.
Straight set, bounce smoke, Waylander into B. Doge is there as well, so a bit of pressure applied from Gambit. Hooch is going to hold middle. Needs to be careful, though, because it's a double push as well as a boost from Happy. And I don't know if Hooch has full control, but Waylander, meanwhile, is doing massive damage inside of the B site. So even though they get toward that mid position, it might be too late because Waylander's got now a 3rd kill.
I'm not sure that was Waylander doing something good, Matt, or Envyus just having a horrible decision to go back into it. They got smoked and flashed out. Devil just ran through and left Kenny for dead there. Kenny had no choice but to just come and commit. And that's Waylander picking up his 4th frag. Once those first 2 kills were found, the rest of them are arbitrary at that point because the round was over. The B site was open, plan down to 5 players. You could see what Envyus wanted to do there, that fast push in the B storage, but once that smoke came in, it was Devil who's overcommitted at that stage, and he's stuck behind a smoke. KennyS has just got no exit strategy here, running backwards, and Waylander gets 2 pretty simple frags there, I have to say. And 12 plays 9 now, and we have got is this a force spike coming from Envyus? No, it's more the partial once again. MBK just picking up the scout. A map. He made this weapon famous on, I would say, towards the court area.
Absolutely.
We'll see what he can do with this one. Desperately need this one if they're going to gain something out of this, but going to be pistols and the scouts and some body armor once again. And Waylander just doing some serious work once again. Double headshots, taking down Devil and KennyS. 5-on-3, and Apex taking quite a lot of damage as well. So Waylander coming to life here in the second half. He's got 24 kills.
I think it's the words of Duncan Shields that he's got LAN in his name, so the LAN is in his game. But it's Hooch and Mo that are going to come out with more. Hey, I didn't say it. He did, not my words.
Okay.
NBK, though, the last alive, this scout, you said he made it famous in this position. None more famous than if he could pick up a 1v5 here. But put this in context for you. It's now 3 rounds to go for Gambit Gaming to knock out Envyus.
The current champions in the major.
Yes, in group stages, the bottom of the group stage. How far has this slump really gone? This is when you want to see characters show up, or have they truly given up on themselves? Is this an implosion?
This is just so much context there. It's like you can't really tell the story better than that. These are the current major champions, potentially about to go out to Gambit Gaming. Score is now 13 tonight. Kenny has got the orb once again. He tried for that aggression towards B. Like I said, hasn't really found anything with it so far. Going to be playing more of a passive hold this time. 2 players going towards A main here. It's going to be MBK molotoving towards the entrance of the storage area, and we're facing as well. They've got control of it, but the Terrors are playing such a passive game. It's going to amount to nothing almost once utility has been depleted. Going to be smoking it off as well. And it's great for now, sure, but now they have to fall back to the bomb site, and then they're left without the smoke grenades or incendiaries.
She'll check out middle, see what's going on. Pops out the vent to make sure no one's hiding behind. Smoke off to give them a little bit more entry. It's not the full wall of smokes. That's Hooch, though. Take a step further. He actually Molotovs towards Z that time. It didn't go for the sandbags, but the smoke already on it means that it's immediately extinguished. So a bit of a misplay in terms of timing on that Molotov.
Well, we still have MBK, who was patrolling towards that A storage area. His smoke is about to dissipate now, so although he's still spotting it, his situational advantage has been taken away. Waylander, is he towards the vents? Okay.
Already got there. I actually think that Molotov might have been intended to go, and he missed the pillars, so it bounced into Z, because they had Hooch waiting in the cubby immediately after, but either way, he's got the vents. They'll have heard this. Devil is still in the site, despite Kenny going down early. It's Waylander again, though. Another 2 kills for him. And this gets bad to worse as the French side start to crumble. It's Apex and NBK that are going to be the last alive, but my God, if you've got a God, pray to it now. Hold these weapons and do what you can in the next, because this one's gone as well.
KennyS has got absolutely wrecked on the side there. Did you see the shot Waylander got on him? That was incredibly good. He got control of the vents, he molotovs the side, takes him out of position, and just blows the head off KennyS there. Once again, he gets taken down without a single frag, 7 for 17, and that's going to be the 14th round for Gambit without dropping a single frag to add to the pain.
Got 5 digits of money on 3 players right now. Make it 4 after the round. Waylander is absolutely carrying this right now. 26 kills for him. The next highest in the server is Apex. And to be fair, on a map that he is very good on normally, but still only at 19, just goes to show you this is an incredible performance. There you go. That's the shot you were talking about.
That's just insane. Kenny's just having the worst time on that B bomb site. Went aggressive, got wrecked. Went defensive, got even harder wrecked. And then he's going to be going into that 24th round, looking down the barrel of map and match point to Gambit Gaming. The money's not great. They've got $3,400. That's maximum loss bonus.
Where's the timeout? We talk about this to Envyus all the time.
I assume this is it right now, right? Yeah.
Absolutely, but where was it? I mean, when you're starting to lose the economy earlier, I said to Gambit in the first half, I called them out. I didn't think that they would give themselves a chance if they didn't lose or take advantage of the momentum they had. If they lost that momentum, mark my words, they've come back in great style. And again, I mean, Waylander's just entrances on that B site is sick. He's so good. He's so aware at listening to his teammates in communication as well. We saw the first time when he goes in through A, or rather, excuse me, in through main into B and turns back toward the vent, catches the player falling out of it, which wasn't even his responsibility. Yep. That time goes in, gets 1 pick, waits, holds the angle, and relays information that there's 1 more on the site, gets that kill. Like, he's playing really good Counter-Strike right now.
How is he getting into the vents area like that, though? Just like
that was off the smokes off mid. They'd already cleared it.
But it seems like they're oblivious to it, though. Like Kenny with the AWP, though, right? Surely he's got to be looking towards the checkers area. Surely he's got to be doing something. I guess he was headshot, maybe. No, he was on the bomb site.
He's on the bomb site. I think he got caught in transition because he actually was down by the generator. Yeah. And when he heard the vents pop, I think he thought, all right, I need to be in a better position to cover off the second entry point, but got nailed.
It's looking too easy for them right now. So Waylander's got all this for checkers. 1 Molotov to the site. KennyS has to face. He leaves his teammate in a horrible situation. He has to face as well. And to be fair to Waylander, it's actually really sick stuff from him. So that's such an important round as well. Not dropping a single frag. We see Waylander's on 16k pretty much. He's on just below 15. And Envyus will be forcing into this round. 3 Famases, 2 pistols, and 1 round will put Gambit onto match point to be knocked 1 step closer to knocking out Envyus here. That's kind of insane.
And if there's ever a force to define Envyus, it's always make or break with them. This is literally make or break for the entire roster in this situation. You break right now with this force buy where you get criticized heavily for doing it in the past, and it's going to be one of the most bitter pills to swallow. If you pull this off, you give yourself a lifeline, a desperate one at that, because as you can see, the money is out of control on the Gambit side right now.
There we go then. Round number 24, Gambit with a massive advantage in terms of the weaponry and utility as well. Waylander will be facing straight in towards that B storage area. Actually getting pretty aggressive here as well through the smoke. Doesn't land any damage just yet. We'll see how the CTs approach this situation. Going to be playing a very standard formation at the moment. KennyS, obviously with no orb, just a FAMAS and body armor and one flashbang. This is such a desperate round for the CTs, holding back and just hoping they're not going to get punished for this. They've got one smoke remaining and an incendiary. And Gambit is making them sweat right now, just slowing things down, seeing what options are available to them.
Apex, again, going to play this rotation position in middle, which he's arguably extremely effective at, if not the most effective at, with a rifle. Now he's gone back over toward A. It's NBK and Heath that are going to flash in, so once more Envyus want information. They want to get in. They've realized now that no one is there, and NBK is going to burrow into the lockers, but where's the rest of the information going to be garnered? And at least is a rotation to cover for this. Now they're going to push on to B. It's Devil to go first, but look out toward Toxic. They need to spot this right now, and Waylander once more is going to be in the right position at the right time. It's 2 more kills for him as he gets much closer to that 30 total against Envyus in an elimination match. Apex goes back deep within the depths of the A site. Doji is going to have heard that. He'll have information that there's one away, and it's going to be 2 kills to go before they find map point.
Well, there it is.
Gambit, the new roster.
Crazy scenes there, and if those are going to be picking up that kill on MBK as well. Apex, I'm afraid there's no chance you winning this round, and that's his Gambit, just bleeding them out, making them sweat, making them question their setup. They had to go for the pushes in the end. They needed something to work with there, and there it is, 15 plays 9 now. They're 1 round away from being knocked out of this major. Unbelievable scenes. Gambit only dropping 1 frag once again, and here it is then, the money still 3,400, can only pretty much get a similar buy coming in. FAMAS's, MBK can potentially get a scout if he wanted to, but look at the patience here from Waylander. They don't even consider this position. 2 easy frags for him once again. He's currently sat on 28 kills. So a lot of them have been gifted to him, you have to say. Like, a lot of those situations where sort of Envyus are just running into him and trying to make things happen.
But to get those gifts, you've got to be in the right place.
Sure.
And that's as much luck as skill in some sense. Happy's going to get aggressive, try and get up toward middle, make something of this, and it's another desperate push, another one to catch them off guard because it's all they can try and do at this point. And in fairness, this time, if Happy drops, he's actually got a chance at this because Doji has gone towards Squeaky, and Hooch is left middle wide open. MBK's going to push through the smoke. Happy's going to drop down momentarily. Surely he's going to consider this when MBK doesn't get much in the way of information now. Not only that, we've got everyone pushed up. Apex has gone all the way into into T-spawn. Adren and Doji get toward the A site. You'd think that would be the call, that it's clear, but suddenly, somehow, map control is entirely gifted to the way of Envyus this time. Apex's position is extremely good because the bomb's gone down. Happy hasn't needed to drop. He can stay up there. That is a perfect flash as well, and he gets Adren. A round out of nowhere. It's not done yet. Doji has got the rifle. Devil's picked up an AK to go with it, but Apex is going to close it out, all through an early push on the B tunnels.
So somehow that all-in gamble, not playing a single player towards the A site, pushing B storage, boosting up on middle as well. I can still the shouting from Envyus. They're still believing right now. 5 rounds in a row acquired. Money's still not amazing, but they do manage to get an AWP here.
To be fair, I think that was Maniac shouting, so perhaps trying to get them back into it.
Well, this guy, so far since he's joined the team, it hasn't been a pretty affair for him. To be fair, since he's come on as coach, I think they've dropped out of groups pretty much every single event he's been at. He needs this.
I don't think it's his fault entirely
of course
either.
not. I'm just saying in terms of his reputation, as soon as he joined, it's been a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, here we go, the round number 26.
So a change of position inside the B site this time for Envyus. Both players favoring the construction, the checker side of the site. No one on the platform. And that's because Kenny wants to get another unorthodox play with his AWP. They're relying on catching Gambit off guard. Last round it worked. But is it a gimmick or is it truly something they can hold to fruition in their favor for the majority in the rest of this map because they can't afford one slip up? And they've had trouble getting the first kills a number of times on the CT side. We'll see if they can find it here. Again, not a lot of information gathered, and patience is virtue right now for Gambit. Doji is out toward that doorway. He'll have heard Apex and MBK go toward that A-main position as well.
Yeah, I've got the boost coming in from Devil towards middle right now. So MBK finds the first one. Devil now coming to life, finds the kill on towards Hooch. Can he get more? Actually, Apex saving him as well. Coming in for the crossfire. He finds 2 headshots, and now Envyus with the 11th round on the board. Doji trying to do what he can, but he will be punished by Apex in the end. And this
Sick
is it.
timing on that boost because the Molotov just extinguished. They would have thought, all right, that's cleared. There's no way. And then because they have that double play over at keep on the whole construction. They have
You
no
call
idea
it that if
why.
you like.
But checkers, and they boost them right back up. That's very well
What I
timed.
liked about that was even more. As soon as Devil got all the attention, Apex is facing straight away. Look, no one's looking at him whatsoever. Double spray down, pretty simple affair, but the teamwork and that synergy is very impressive. And they're going to need a lot more of that map. They're going to get 4 rounds in a row here. Money's still strong for Gambit, and we'll see if Envyus can hold on. They're very in tune to what Gambit are doing right now, pushing at all the right times, getting key information, boosting into the vents, and just finding Gambit out of position. But it's going to take a lot more to hold on for this long. But so far, so good in the last 2. KennyS back on the orb. He's going to be towards the B storage area once again. Devil with him. And this is more of a default play coming from Gambit right now. They haven't actually done too much in terms of set executions. It's all been more working the picks, getting the splits going, and Waylander doing some fantastic work with his positional control.
Kenny and Devil looking for the same approach this time. They've chiseled into that economy slightly. They've halved it, but they're still around in hand at least for Gambit, if not 2. In this situation, MBK, that's why we call it that spot. He's got Happy to play off of, and as you can see it in the distance, Apex.
Here he comes.
Climbing back up highway. And it is going to be the boost toward middle. Devil's going to do the same thing again. There's no Molotov timing. In turn, he's going to drop it so they can't push him, so he can focus elsewhere, but Adren's there. It's Apex to pop back out. Same bait and switch, but this time not quite as effective. Thankfully for Envyus' side, they won't push through the vents immediately after it, but they will flash off Apex. Mid's down. It's all on Kenny inside the B site. Happy's found one, as has Kenny. And a late smoke's going to delay them. Hooch is going to take the fight, though. He wants in early because he knows the rotation's coming. He knows it's going to be a threat. Happy's going to spot the foot going by the smoke, and he pops out. It's all down and done.
Staying alive here just about. They're losing those initial frags, but Apex did just enough there to distract and slow them down as they went towards that B split. Kenny found one. It looked like he was struggling a little bit onto the side there, and Happy with some audacious play through the smoke there. Does back him up and seal the deal as they get their 12th round on the board. It's a terrorist timeout now, so Gambit taking time just to
lose. They win that, and ever since then, it's been he and Apex, the new guys, that have actually been doing the bulk of the heavy lifting for this team. The rest of them seem to be in tatters, and oftentimes you wonder if their personalities clash. But
we'll tell.
3 rounds is the goal, the only goal, the mandatory task in front of Envyus right now, as Waylander's going to fall away from that B tunnels early, given that the Molotov was dropped down and deployed from the CT side quite quickly, as well as a smoke on the initial entry. And it's more passive this time. Devil and Kenny going to go back toward that platform. Meanwhile, on A side, they've already distracted and pulled Apex up toward the top of highway, which means Waylander, who's poised and ready inside mid right now, could lurk out and try and take some highway control if they're not careful of this.
The execution actually coming in right now. MBK have a lovely shot into Adren by himself as well. The way the rest of his teammates, he gets taken down 5 on 4. No one's committing. What is this?
That's lackluster performance because he's on his own. They do get one trade onto Apex, but he found Mo unsuspectingly in the corner. There's the play from Waylander. They left the mid open. He does come up the highway, but look at NBK with 2 quick kills. Both on the entry from his left side, and now he knows exactly where Waylander's playing from. And now the economy becomes a factor because they have chiseled it away from Gambit. They should be able to control the situation in the next, but it's going to be an aid from Kenny. Flank was there from Devil, if not.
We've always talked about the communication being an issue for Team Gambit. Obviously, they've got a massive array of different nationalities there. And it's, why is Adren jumping out A main by himself? I was trying to work out what the hell that was. It's not like they're setting up for a fake. They haven't got people on the other side of the map. They just had Waylander who's doing the lurk play. But it was very, very strange play. MBK have a lovely shot here from his coin position. And the bomb goes down. That looked a little bit too easy. They kind of went for the right idea, like I said. Go for a simple execution to stay together, make sure you're trading frags. If they had actually done that, I think that round would have worked out for them. Running out 1 by 1 and then not being assertive is not the way to do it. KennyS is about to be tested now. AK rush straight towards B. Why not? He gets taken down to 6 HP, but does survive.
That was a day shits, and what is that from KennyS? He gets Waylander on the way through. They had no idea he would be at the small pit. He was a sitting duck afterwards, but at least something for him to cheer about. Apex, this is good timing. He's come back through the vents early, but does he know? I'm not sure he's aware that Hooch had already pushed through. Happy finds him immediately after. But if Apex could have stayed alive in that position, it could have been an absolute thorn in the side of Gambit, who now finally have control of the B site. And with a bomb going down, it's going to be 3v3 on the retake. And Envyus, this is massive pressure. This is their biggest task yet. Kits on all 3. Devil's made his way through the vents already. He's going to try and get as much information as possible. Happy's going to go ahead and Molotov off the box behind him so he doesn't have to worry about any chance of anyone sitting and trying to use timing. That allows him to go in. And Devil, he's going to try and raise hell, but Adren's not going to allow it. As he goes ahead and gets immediately back into him. Leave it to Happy to find the refrag, but it's Adren to close it out. And Envyus are done. Gambit lives on.
Unbelievable. That's it. Envyus have been knocked out of the major, the current champions.